Now we're going to talk about goal setting. So this is very important. Why? We're going to talk to you about it and show you right now. When you have goals in place, you are much more likely to actually achieve what it is that you're wanting to achieve. Because if you don't have goals written down, you don't really know where you're going, especially if you've got a team. If you've got a team and you don't have goals set in place, your team has no idea what your expectations are or even how they should be getting to go where it is that they want to go. And you're no different, right? So even if you're just a one-man show and it's just you and you're just starting out, you need to have goals so you know what it is that you're wanting and where it is that you're wanting to go. All right, so we're going to get into it. I love this part. Okay, so goal setting. The difference between vision, desire, and goals. Okay, so your vision is about defining who you are, what you want to be, and understanding and defining your why. So you have to have a very, very clear vision. What it is that you want, right? How do you want your life to be? How do you want your life to look? How do you want your business to be? How do you want your business to look? What is your vision? Like, where is it that you are right now, right? And where do you want to go? And why do you want to get there, right? The why is such a huge, important part, because if you have a strong enough why, then it's going to make sure that you go over any and all obstacles that are going to come up in front of you. And you're going to have obstacles because you're doing something new. And just because you have an obstacle does not mean you should quit and stop. An obstacle does not mean it's a warning sign that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. An obstacle means that you're on the right track, right? You're done being stuck. You're tired of being over there. You want to get here. And so as you move closer to that goal and to your why and to your vision, you're going to have obstacles. You're going to have things that come up. And your strong why is going to help you get over that. So when you have a goal, right, your goals ensure that you're going to attain your vision. So for example, we'll get into it, but you might say something like, I want to be the #1 motivational speaker in the world, right? And why? Because I want to impact people. I want to change lives. I want to get up every morning and love what I'm doing. Also why is because I'm not happy with where I'm at in my life right now. I'm tired of working for somebody else. I'm tired of making somebody else money. I'm tired of being on somebody else's, schedule. So putting it into a positive perspective would be, why is because I want to have my own schedule. I want to be able to set my own boundaries. I want to start making money for myself. I want to have more freedom. I want to have more financial freedom, more freedom with time. Those are all your whys, right? Why? So I can spend more time with my family, so I can be financially secure, does that make sense? So your goals that we're going to set up today are going to help you attain your vision. Now your desire, that's what's going to make you go through it no matter what, right? Like when you have a strong enough why and a strong enough desire, then that's going to make sure that you push through anything and everything to make sure that you attain your vision and your goals. Make sense? So you've got to have really, really strong of both of those. So let's figure, how do we find our why, Krista? How do we find our why? So this is one of the most important things to ensure that you're successful, is knowing what your why is, right? Why do you want what it is that you want? Your why is going to drive you to make sure that you get there. It's the force that makes you keep on going no matter what, even when you want to quit, right? You're tired. This is hard. It's different. And it's going to be. You have to hear me now. Things that are great in life do not come easy. There's no such thing as an overnight success story. People that you see that you think are overnight success stories, you don't know all the hard work and what they had to do prior to getting where they are. There's no such thing as an overnight success story. So whether this new venture of yours takes you 6 months or 2 years, do not stop, because the worst thing that you can do is be stuck, right? People's biggest regrets in life are the regrets when they know they could have done something about it. For example, they stay stuck in their job that they hate because they're afraid to move on. Even though they still have the ability to change and move, they don't, so they have the biggest regrets. Does that make sense? We don't want that to be you. So you need to have a super huge why to make sure that you go through anything and everything to get where it is that you want to go. So for example, let's just say you're saying, I want to make more money. Okay, why do you want to make more money? Well, Krista, I want to make more money because I want to buy a nicer house in a nicer neighborhood. Okay, why do you want to buy a house in a nicer neighborhood? Well, because I want to send my kids to a nicer school. Okay, why do you want to send your kids to a nicer school? because I want to make sure that they're safe, and I want to make sure that they're safe enough so I can actually see they can grow up to have their own lives and have their own kids, and I can see my grandkids, right? So it's not that you just want to make more money. You want to make more money because you want to put your kids in a nicer neighborhood because they're going to be safer, and you want to actually be able to see your grandkids. That's really your why, okay? Do you want to have more time? Okay, great. More time to do what? Well, I want to have more time to be able to do things that I like. Okay, well, with who do you want to do that? Who do you want to do that with? I want more time because I want to be able to have more time for myself. I want to feel less stressed, right? I want to be able to spend more time with my family. I want to spend more time with my partner. I want to feel more connected with them. That's why you want more time. Make sense? Do you want financial freedom? Well, why? Why do you want financial freedom? Maybe it's because it's not just because you want tons of money. It's because you want to have enough money in the bank so that you have less anxiety, so that you're stressed less, so that you're more present with your family, right? So that you can teach your family how it is, you can feel proud of being financially responsible, and you can show your wife and your husband and your kids, what it looks like to be financially responsible and how much pressure that takes off of you. That is your why. So I want you to really dig deep down into what does my why really look like, okay? So we're going to do an exercise right now, and you're going to stop this and you're going to do this. So if you could have the perfect job, the perfect career, the perfect everything, what would it be? Okay? I want you to not censor yourself here. Now, don't say, oh, Krista, I don't have enough money for that, or I'm too old for that, or I don't have enough education for that. Nope. You're going to write down exactly what your most perfect job, career would be. Okay? And I want you to answer the questions like, why do you want that? How is it going to change your life? How does it make you feel when you have this new job, right? How is your life going to be different? What's the outcome going to be? How are you going to feel when you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed at night? How are you going to feel when you open up your bank account? How does it affect your own personal self? How does this new job, what impact and effect does it have on your family, on your time, right? How does it affect you being able to give back to the community and be a go-giver? Right? How does this new job influence the world? So I want you to write down your perfect job, and I want you to think of all of those things because they're super, super important. And it's going to really, really help you be able to get to where you want to go. So stop and do this activity right now. Okay, so now you've got your great why. Right? You know where it is that you want to go. You know why you want to get there. You've got your vision and the backing behind it. Your vision is to do what? X, you wrote that down already. Now, your why is going to help make sure that you get there. Now we're going to talk about goals, because you can have these great ideas and you can visualize all you want, but if you don't put anything into action, if you don't put your dreams, your desires, your wants into action, they're never going to go anywhere, right? What I always tell people is, goals are your visualization is great. What you want is great. But if you don't have clearly defined goals and you don't take action on those goals, you might as well stay where you're at, because you need to have a clearly defined plan that's going to help you get where you want to go. So according to Dr. Michael Hyatt, he is the author of Cybergenetics, Dr. Maxwell Maltz. Dr. Michael Hyatt actually is mentioned quite a bit in Cybergenetics, by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And Dr. Hyatt actually says that you're 42% more likely to achieve your goals by writing them down. You're 42% more likely to achieve your goals by writing them down. Doesn't it make sense that we should write down our goals, right? Look at me. You're almost half more likely to attain the goal that you want to do by writing it down. So you need to take this seriously. You need to write your goals down. We're now going to talk about yearly goals, quarterly goals, weekly goals, and you're going to break those down into daily goals, and we're going to do it together as a team. Okay? So get prepared. Okay. So when you think about your goals, and there's a whole training on SMART goals, it tells you exactly what's specifics looks like, what measurable looks like, what attainable looks like. It breaks it down. So if you haven't read that, I suggest you go back to the book and you read the section on SMART goals. So SMART goals, and this is not my term, it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay? And we're going to kind of go over what that looks like. So when you're doing your goals, you want to be very, very specific, right? So not a SMART goal would be, I want to sail around the world. Okay? A smart goal would be, I want to complete my sailing trip around the world by December 31st, 2019. You might even add the day that you're going to start it, right? Or where you're going to start it. I'm going to start my trip around the world in Naples, and I'm going to start it, January 2018 and have it completed by December 31st, 2019. Be very specific when you're creating your goals. So you're going to also want to think about different types of goals in every aspect of your life. Now, as an entrepreneur, as you're starting your new business, right? You can get so caught up with just thinking about business that you forget about you and your own personal, parts of your goals. So also don't just think about work. You want to think about what your play and fun and hobby goals are, right? What are your spiritual goals? What are your physical goals? What goals do you have with your relationships that you have in your life between your husband, your children, your parents, your friends? What does that look like? What are your financial goals? And then what are your emotional goals? There's huge aspects of your life. And if you let one aspect of your life go, most likely you're going to suffer. So on this new venture of yours, I want to make sure that you give yourself the time that you deserve and exactly what to make sure that you're thinking about every single aspect of your life, right? And you can't do them all at once, but you can do little pieces of one at all times, right? So it's very, very important. And having, taking good care of yourself physically and emotionally is so, so important, because if you're physically taking care of yourself and you're emotionally taking care of yourself, it's going to be much more easy for you to take care of yourself financially. I know for many of you, that's why we're here. So right now you can just brainstorm your why and your goals, right? So at this point, I want you just to talk about, you're just going to write down anything and everything that you want. Don't censor yourself. Don't say, oh no, this isn't going to work. I can't do this. I want you to brainstorm everything that you want. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds, or you want to fit into a size 5 jeans, or maybe you want to be able to, what's your career goal? Where do you want to be? And don't think, oh, Krista, I can't do it. It's too high out there. There's no censoring. I want you to sit there and brainstorm anything and everything that you can about your why and how you're going to get there, right? With every aspect of your life. This is going to be fun. It's exciting. And if it's not, if there's something that you write down that seems like it's impossible, then you're doing it right, right? Don't feel bad about doing something that you think might seem impossible. Just write it all down. Okay, so you did that, right? You're done? You wrote it, you brainstorm like crazy? Okay, awesome. Now, our next training that we're going to be doing is going to be on specific goal setting, and I will see you next time. And by the way, I hope you took this serious because it's very, very important. Very, very important. I'll see you soon.